Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another edition of Bitcoin Evening Brief, where for the second day in a row, I'm bringing you a morning and an evening show. Don't get used to this. It's not going to happen all that often. I'm also not sure if it's a good thing or a bad thing. The price kind of dipped a little bit about an hour or two ago. Of course, it happened the moment I left my house to go for lunch. And like, and there it is. I was like, I wasn't even looking at the market. And I'm like, oh well. Let's take a look now that I'm back home. And wanted to go live. I kind of have to stay up. I got my tea. Um, Man, now that I'm home, let's see how long I can go without A, coffee, and without B, alcohol. Let's see if I can make it to Friday. That would be great. Maybe like that might be the longest stretch without alcohol in a long time. It's the downside of all the travel and meeting people. All right. Let's go to screen share. Oh yeah, later tonight, I might be bringing you an interview with Morgan Rockwell, the guy that got arrested in either Vegas or California. I'm not even sure actually. I got some questions for him if he wants to come on. I'm not advising him to come on. If I was his lawyer, and I'm not a lawyer, I would advise him not to come on. But hey, it would be an awesome interview. So watch out for that potentially later tonight, probably around midnight Eastern time. So after this video, if it's possible, I'll try and take a nap and then I'll for like an hour, and then I gotta get on that. I do have to like prep for that interview because I want to read a little bit about the laws and a little bit about his case. All right, now we're gonna do screen share. All right, as usual, my educational disclaimer. I want you guys to learn trading. I have a website that helps you do that. You just go to libertylifetrail.com. In the educational section, in the learn trading section, all of this stuff comes out. I expect you guys to be an expert at sections 1 to 5, or at least sections 1 to 4, in order to comprehend what's going on in section 6. Section 6 is what gives me the numbers on the tops and bottoms of my candles. And that's how I like to trade. For some reasons lately, I seem to be involved in lots of Elliott wave debates, but I don't use Elliott waves. I use other indicators. All right, let's move on. Here's the weekly chart. No, it's not. That does not look like the weekly chart. Here's the monthly chart. And the monthly chart is still looking bullish. 2 candles do not make a trend. Therefore, the shape of this candle, if it's a reversal looking candle, it doesn't really matter. But I mean, the only way this candle matters if it's a long, like red candle that closes near the bottom, and that sets us up for more downside. The fact that this is a monthly reversal candle is irrelevant because you can't really reverse without significant downside, right? So if next month is a huge up month and we go to new all-time highs, which I don't expect us to do, I would still not consider this a reversal candle because there is nothing to reverse. The trend is still pretty bullish on monthly levels. So what we have to do is we have to constantly zoom in. Here's the weekly chart. I believe there was, at the very top, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. So the close 4 candles ago was 11,685, and the high for today was 11,780. That means at one point earlier today, this should have flipped to a green 1, but now that we pulled back, it's back at a red 7. Now, in order to get a red 8, we would have to close below 8,200, and that's going to be one hell of a drop. Let's put it that way. Well, actually, it would be very similar to the drop the week of January 29th, but hey, let's hope that's not going to happen. The weekly chart isn't telling us much. The weekly chart told us to potentially go long over here last week at a price of just above $9,000. Let's go to the daily. The daily has just now started a brand new candle. And while earlier today, when I was doing this video and we were sitting above all three resistance points, I mean, my memory isn't that bad. I clearly said the first step is to close above that cluster of resistance. As you can see, by the afternoon, the cluster of resistance has disappeared. So while I did not believe in that reversal candle on a monthly chart, here is the opposite of that candle. Oh, you're seeing the number flipping back and forth right now. Uh, Here is the opposite of that candle here with a gravestone doji borderline shooting star. Okay. And this is a candle to actually take seriously. Okay. Because this reversal candle is happening after a significant uptrend. Okay. And then we get a reversal candle. So ideally, I would still like to see my 9. And getting this 9 is very, very possible. It's actually harder to get an 8. You can see the 8 and the price flip are flipping back and forth right now. In order to get an 8, we need to close above 11,060. Okay, I'm just gonna average it, right? I'm gonna ballpark it above 11,070, let's say, right? So above 11,070 close gives us a green 8, and then all we gotta do is close above 10,400 tomorrow to give us a green 9, and that can set us up for some downside. But you have to take this candle seriously, right? So just like on the weekly chart, this is a very clear reversal candle, and I wish it was happening on a 9 or an 8 or the candle following a 9, but it's happening one candle a bit early, which is kind of sort of sucks, but I was prepared for this. And the reason why I was prepared for this is because I was telling you earlier this morning, this is not the time to chase your long. The time to chase your long was all the way down here at approximately 9,500. That was the time to chase your long. This was the time to look for an exit. Even though we could have easily gone to 13,000 because that was the next set of resistance, and we were already breaking the 11,300 resistance cluster, but we could not hold the close. This is why the daily close is probably the most important thing as far as trading would go. Okay. So we do have a reversal candle here. So based on traditional trading, when you have a perfect reversal candle after significant upside, your entry of your long position and or your stab at a short position takes place the moment you get a lower intraday low on the following candle, right? Now, granted, if this candle is going to be a price flip, you still want a red 2 trading below a red 1 based on the numerical indicator. However, there's nothing stopping you from taking an early stab at this, right? You're still under the cluster of resistance. So a potential short trade opportunity is at 11,000 flat, like 11,100. Sorry, it's around that area. Okay. Now, where would your stop loss be? Your initial stop loss, if you are to take the short trade and do not short Bitcoin. Again, this is an educational channel. Your initial stop loss is above the doji. However, if this gets any weaker, if we get anywhere to the vicinity of 10,500, your stop loss can realistically move down to just above this cluster of resistance. And keep in mind, the 50-day moving average has now fallen below the Fibonacci line, while it was significantly above the Fibonacci line just a few days ago. And now it's below the Fibonacci line. Okay. So there's definitely serious weakness that just showed up. I don't know why I'm yawning all of a sudden. I really don't. Um, it is kind of late. I woke up early. I went to bed really late. And I might go to bed even later tonight if I get the Morgan Rockwell interview. Okay. Um, let's zoom in. Let's see if um, our zoomed in analysis would have helped us time this top. Well, here's the 4-hour chart. The 4-hour chart gave us a 9. It wasn't a perfected 9 like we normally like. And the next candle did go higher. And it's a tricky situation because the candle after that candle went higher still. Now, granted, I've been already telling you earlier this morning not to chase this top because it was a bit tricky. However, if you did chase this top, your initial stop loss, and you probably would have lost some money. Your initial stop loss, I would have put below the swing low, which happens to be around the same area where a red 2 is now trading above the 1. So this is a situation where if you did go long at the worst possible time, you would probably be flipping that position to a short right now. Okay. You have a red 2 trading below a red 1, and you take your chances that we're going to get to a 9. Now, there was one other thing I said this morning. I think this morning we were on the 9 candle actually. Another thing I said, I don't trade bullish off the golden cross when the price is significantly higher than the cross, because I always expect a pullback into the cross. And that's what I said. If you're a trader of bullish moving average crossovers or bearish or moving average crossovers in general, when you have a situation where the price is unreasonably higher than the cross, you enter the bullish trade off the cross. And then you end up holding this bag as the price pulls into the 50-day moving average. I explained this morning, and this could be what's happening. So what I don't want to see is I don't want to see a red 9 below this dotted line. I want it to stay above, and then we would be okay. All right, I need more tea. All right. So the 4-hour chart has now turned a little bearish here, right? And the daily chart is turning neutral, and it was going to top any minute now. So I wasn't really looking for much more upside this morning, as you saw the video. Now, the 1-hour chart also gave you a 9 at the same time as the 4-hour chart did. So even the 1-hour chart gave you a very nice signal to, hey, you got to be careful. And just like the 4-hour chart, right? We spiked briefly above the prior highs. Okay. So again, and look at the 8 candle, like look how identical. Just look how identical this picture is on the 1 hour, with the 8 candle being the way it is, the 9, and then the 1. Right now we go to 4 hour. Look at the 8 candle, the 9, the 1, and the following candle swung above it. Like, just talk about a fractal. So there was this earlier trade that it looks like I talked about with your entry and stop loss, and you should have taken your profit on the 9 on that one. So I'm going to just move these lines over. So again, if you did happen to take that bullish trade up there, actually I don't need this line anymore, I'll delete it. If you did take that bullish trade because you saw a green 2 trading above the green 1, it didn't stick that way, right? Your initial stop loss would have to be below the swing low. Now, if you were very conservative because you were coming off a 9 and you weren't sure, you could have set the stop loss to be just below the 9 candle, or maybe somewhere in the middle. Either way, you immediately swung out of this trade for a very, very small loss. Now the code automatically puts in a stop loss line, which is this line here, and that would have taken place at a price of 11,900. So if you shorted off of the 9, at 3 p.m. Eastern, then your stop loss is there. Your short entry, well, either somewhere in the middle of this giant crash candle, or if you waited conservatively, you would then be short the moment you went back into the channel. And basically, 1, 2, 3, 4 hours ago, when the red 2 started trading below the red 1 at a price of, let me make this red. At a price of 11,225, right? And now you have maybe 4 more hours of downside. This big red volume is not helping, even though a lot of that volume is buying pressure. These prior two volumes aren't helping at all. Okay, so zooming out just for a cleaner look, we're still making, higher highs and higher lows. So as long as this current drop can stay above the $10,300 area, there's really not that much to worry about from the bears. Okay. All right. So a couple of things. Was this timeable? Well, I glanced through my Twitter notifications, and there was an interesting Twitter notification somebody sent. Um, Here he is. Here's what somebody sent me. What time was it sent? At 4:17 p.m. Right? It was sent at 4:17 p.m. today. So let's go back to the chart. Right? So which candle was the 4:17 candle? So this is the 4 p.m. candle based on Eastern time. So the 9 was the 3 p.m. candle. So the candle after the 9 was the 4 p.m. candle. So somewhere the candle after 9. So one candle before the drop from 11,800 all the way down to 11,300. So about, I don't know, 45 to 50 minutes before the big catastrophic drop. And let's see what this person said. This is from Homero. I don't know if you're watching us live. You might be in Europe, so I'm not timing Europe very well. So here's what he wrote. Tone Vase, we got a 9 on the 1 hour, 4 hour, and 12 hour. Oh, I don't normally look at 12 hour, but I will admit it. The last two simultaneous 1 hour, 4 hour 9s we had on BTC USD were at 19,000 at 12 and 12,000 before the crashes. 5 out of 7 last 12-hour 9s have been pretty good too. Also, we are already overextended with that one off candle on the daily. Okay, so that was good. He then followed it up probably a few minutes later, right? At 4:23. So 5 minutes later, he wrote, I'm short again. This time it looks great. Many TD9s. Market really overbought on a bear market. Golden cross on the 4 hour. Usually price pulls in before going higher, which probably someone that watched my video this morning. And then he also noticed a low volume on the first breakout, 11,000.8 to 12,000, being lots of resistance in this area. Okay, so there you go. So at least someone was able to time it and time it in real time, not hindsight, right? This is important, not hindsight. Okay. And then he followed up with a few more tweets that I'm not going to read. Okay. Oh God, please don't use this as encouragement to like tag me in any more tweets. I mean, I'm being tagged enough as it is. This is always good to see. I hope you have B trash, and I hope you lose all your money, and I hope you can't afford internet anymore, so I don't have to hear from you ever again. Okay. Next. What else we got here? Ah, thank you for this. Looks really cool. Donnie, Danny, not sure. Wow, 22 new notifications. Yeah, I gotta look into those dates of the CME and stuff. Van Zen's tweeting. People seem to be happy about that. What is this? You know what? I don't want to look at other people's analysis, even if I like those people. I would look at 1 day and 4 hour time frames in a tone-based time indicator and in my moving average TA method. So Van Zen does have my indicator. I'm not sure if it is or isn't on his chart. It's not, but he does have access to it. So hopefully it helped him a little bit. And people are telling me that he's a little worried. We will go down. We're at a very critical point here. If we start to go down, we should be able to notice the signs. So for now, let's see. In my view, as long as we are, if I go to a 1 hour chart, right? Like, as long as we continue to make higher highs and higher lows, we're okay, right? I mean, I'm not really going to panic. I know we're below the 50-hour moving average, but look, we were below the 50-hour moving average on the 18th. We were below it on the going into the 19th. It's nothing new. As long as we stay above 10,300, I'm not really all that concerned in the bullish trend. All right. One other thing. Oh yeah, stock market. You know what? Let's stay with crypto. I know I'm gonna get to Q&A. Man, let's talk about the Cardano scam coin. Now, why would Tone Vase be talking about the Cardano scam coin? I had a client. I had a consulting client that was very interested in this mess. Not gonna talk about why, but in any case, so he really wanted to get my view on Cardano. I didn't even know Cardano was ADA, and like when I saw the emails, it's like talking about ADA token, and I'm like, okay, they talk about Cardano, and I'm like, okay, so which one is it? Is it ADA or is it Cardano? And apparently ADA is the abbreviation for Cardano. Like, who would have guessed? I guess they're running out of 3-letter acronyms. That's how many shit coins we have. When you can't even come up with a 3-letter acronym for the name of your coin, that's when you know the shit coins are getting out of control. Okay. Yes, I agree with you, Robert. ADA and Cardano is complete trash, and it's not going to survive. So let's talk about this garbage. I don't know why, but let's talk about it. So what I like, like the moment I pull up this chart and I'm like, oh well, now now he decides to pay for my indicator, right? Because I think that would have helped him during the pump when you got a 9 and an aggressive 13 sell. I remain a big fan of the aggressive 13 sell or buy. It's been very, very good. You also have this monster reversal candle on candle number 8. And this indicator helps you sell this garbage very, very nicely. Now, you can also see there was a prior 9, which sets you up for a decent pullback before the pump actually happened. And now that we started going down, notice how it tried to get to a 9. So this is not. So let's talk about the long path down. So this is one of those situations where you get this one-off price flip in the middle of your count. So this could have easily been a 9 for a 1 to 4 candle correction and then continuation of going down. Also notice how it almost made it to a 9 again, but it didn't quite get there. But this time we did make it to a 9, and unless this thing rebounds like a monster in the next 10 hours, this will probably be a 9. So what was my advice to this poor soul that is worried about Cardano? Well, I said, hey, we're coming up on a 9, and this yellow line is very, very critical support because that was the prior high. So now we could easily have a bounce in this garbage. Now, the most likely place for a bounce in this garbage is to this area here. Now, the reason why I think it could bounce to that area is because that is like the whoa, not there. Oh, I gotta turn off this magnet. It doesn't always help. Um, so like to me, this was support twice. And it's a nice round number of 0.0000004. Or at least that's where it should be. It should be like 8 zeros here and then a 4. But anyway, we could get a little bit of a bounce. But then I'm expecting this thing to completely go down. Like I have no hope in this garbage. And that should be red. And then one more. All right. And just to finish up, just to finish up here, right? So if this thing rebounds, and I really hope it doesn't, I really hope this thing goes to 0 like immediately. If it does rebound and it happens to break this yellow line, the next level of resistance is the declining 50-day moving average. And if it goes below this orange line, there is absolutely no support. Maybe this green dotted line from the setup trend, but I doubt it. So there's absolutely no support until it gets to 0.00001225. Okay. God, I hope I never have to look at this thing again. Goodbye. Um, right. So it's kind of unfortunate that the yield had a price flip. That kind of sucks. I was really looking forward for the yield to have a 9 sell taking us down. I was also hoping to see an 8 here and to start going into a 9. So I'm kind of disappointed that we didn't get our 9s, but the S&P 500 closed with some weakness. So just like Bitcoin, right, you get this reversal candle and then the following day you start trading below the bottom of that reversal candle. We are also below the 50-day moving average. So if tomorrow is looking like another down day, I would be pretty damn bearish S&P 500 and bullish the yields because they're generally inversely proportional. Here is the what is this? The 10-minute chart, and oh, beautiful! Look at that. So this is the 10-minute chart on the futures, and man, what a nice trading opportunity right here off of the S&P 500 E-mini futures. I didn't even know that, guys. This is not rigged at all. You have this beautiful hammer slash dragonfly doji, and and a great buying opportunity, and it happens at a 9, right? Like somebody asked me this morning, what's more important to me, the candle or the count? And the answer is, I'm just like, you can just sit around for days and look for a candle like this, and that's when you make all your money, right? And then there's this 9 in the opposite direction. Told you when to start taking your profit. Okay. Do I have anything else? I think I wanted to look at this on a daily. I don't know why it was set to 10 minutes, probably from this morning. Here's the daily on the futures, and it's the same thing. It price flipped on us. So it's possible that the S&P 500 has short-term topped. We will get one more push down. This could be a higher secondary low or a lower secondary low, and then we will evaluate from there. Okay. That's about it. The mempool is empty. It's literally empty. And anytime I see an empty mempool, it worries me because it tells me not many people are actually using Bitcoin. All right. I'm done. It's been about half an hour of me yapping. Corey, let's see what you got for me on the QA side. All right, let me go to screen share. Man, I got my tea, got some sunflower seeds, and we're good to go. All right. Question. Tone, I've asked this before, but you kind of shrugged it off. Probably for a good reason. Do you think it's possible everything will become tokenized, as in millions of tokens, public blockchains, private blockchains, etc.? Private blockchains are databases. We've had those for decades. Okay, so bad concept. All right. Public blockchains. How many public internets do we have? The answer is going to be one, maybe one and a half, right? I mean, if you consider Tor its own internet. So, therefore, um, even though Tor still uses the same internet, right? So maybe there'll be a private internet, no one's going to use it. So we have one internet, right? So we're going to have one blockchain, just one public blockchain that matters, and that's going to be Bitcoin, right? Will there be side chains on Bitcoin? Will people tokenize on a side chain of Bitcoin? The answer is I have no idea, right? Do I think it's smart to tokenize everything? The answer is no, right? I don't think it's wise. I don't think every single person, every single company will get to make up their own unregulated securities, will get to make up their own unregulated currencies. I just don't see it. So I'm leaning no, but the answer is no one really knows. Next. Will Btrash be able to add on all the future changes being made in Bitcoin, like Lightning, etc.? No, it will not. There's nobody competent at Btrash to even copy and paste competent code. So the answer is absolutely not. Next. Tone, when will you come to Nashville, Tennessee? I really want to attend your trading seminar. I'm going to work on my schedule this week, guys. Nashville hasn't really been part of it, but like Atlanta and or Miami are. And I mean, Atlanta is kind of close to Miami, though not really, but it's kind of close to Miami. Definitely closer than Nashville is to Miami. So maybe I should replace Atlanta with Nashville. I got to see how close Atlanta is to Nashville. I mean, I kind of want, maximum number of people. So I'll think about Nashville. Next. Once we hit 12K, are we going bear? Well, I don't know if we're gonna hit 12K, right? I mean, or did we hit 12K is the question. We got to 11,000. How high did we get? We got to 11,788 on Bitfinex, right? I don't know what other exchanges did. So did we get to 12,000? In my opinion, the answer is yes, right? I mean, what's the percentage, right? What's the percentage of $200 on $12,000, right? So, like, just doing basic percentages in your head, you need 200 on 12,000. So let's just say 200 on 10,000 is 2%. So we got to less than 2% of 12,000. Is that considered a hit of 12,000? In my mind, yes. So I don't know. Can we bounce really quickly to 12,100 and then drop to 10,000? Of course we could. But I think 12,000 has pretty much been touched. I'm sure there's at least one normal exchange that came even closer, right? So are we going all the way down? I don't know. And you can't know, right? It's really, really hard. Now, also what I've seen, and again, I talked about it in other videos. Maybe I should draw it in again, right? So what I've seen is people drawing a trend line connecting the tops. This is like a little bit. Is it a little high? Let me see. Oh, hold on. Let me back to screen share. So people are drawing this trend line. Yeah, I guess I screwed up my triangles a little. That should be more like yay. And that means that I should adjust this. It's not a hindsight adjustment. I'm just matching it to the tops of the candles and then also to the Fibonacci line. There. That's the perfect triangle, right? So people are using this trend line to potentially have, and you can extend this trend line further, right? As potential resistance, but is it possible we're not even going to make it to that trend line before some kind of a significant turn? And the answer is yes, it's possible. Can we still make it to that trend line? Sure. But right now, I would be very, very cautious because look, the daily is back to being an 8. I would love to see the daily close at an 8 and tomorrow close on a 9, giving us this crazy 7 reversal candle. And if the 9 can also close under the resistance cluster, see, there's a triple resistance here, right? It looked like we were surpassing it, but hey, unless you close above resistance, it doesn't count. It doesn't count. Now, if you traded bullishly expecting the close, hey, you just got to admit you made a bad trade. We've all done them. This triple resistance cluster is no joke, and I will be very cautious right now. And I'll be with you guys in the morning, so we'll see what happens. All right, next, back to questions. See what we got here. Tone. I'm supposed to be working right now, but rather watch your stream. Thanks for doing it for the Aussies. Awesome. You're welcome. Are you trying to interview Cliff High because he is a scammer? I don't really think Cliff High is a scammer. Like I don't have to agree with Cliff High, but like I don't really see Cliff High as a scammer for numerous reasons. Now, I may not necessarily agree with his analysis. The thing is, Cliff High has been at it for a long time, longer than I. I mean, I think I was still in college. He was already doing this, right? Or even earlier than that. So he really believes in what he does, and his reports are fairly priced, I would think, not egregious. Also, the way he runs his YouTube channel doesn't show like he's, trying to like pinch pennies or trying to scam anyone. Now, he really believes in what he does, and I'll talk to him about that. But I got to reach out to him. I will, Cliff, if you're watching, and I'll reach out. I might actually be in New York for about a month. So this gives me a lot of time to set up some interviews and stuff like that. Okay. Tone, you really think altcoins will go to zero? Look at BCC. It's still around $3 when it should be zero. Right, but BCC, BitConnect or BTrash? I'm assuming BitConnect, right? But you have to realize that BitConnect was like $500 at one point, right? Do I have a chart of BitConnect? I hope I don't. I don't have a chart of BitConnect. I have a BCC chart, but I have a feeling it's BTrash. I'm I'm really, you know why I'm gonna pull up a chart of BitConnect right now? Because I want to see if it topped on a 9. Let's go to screen share. God, I hope it topped on a 9. That'd be so good for business. I didn't say that, by the way. You guys don't see me smiling. Damn it, I already screen share. All right. Let's go to all right. I guess I'll do it off of Bitcoin. So make a copy. So BCC, BTC, BitConnect, scam, Ponzi. Sorry. I don't even know what exchange to use. Probably Bittrex, right? I don't know how to spell Bittrex. I don't really care. So if I do BCC, is it going to be BitConnect or Btrash? Oh God, it depends where you look. Jesus Christ. I guess Bittrex doesn't have BitConnect. Let's go to Binance. What the hell is Binance? Where did that come from? All right. Oh wow. Okay. So this is the 60-minute chart. Let's not get too happy here. So well, I mean, the combo 13 eventually turned it around. Also, look at the reversal candle, and this candle was actually never a 9 at any point, but we came close. But this is the hourly chart. Like, no one really cares about the hourly chart of this garbage. So let's go to the daily. That's the one that really matters. Come on, baby. Ah, damn it. So, nah, wasn't useful at all. Oh well, you don't get them all. They're not all gonna look like Tron or Cardano. However, like I don't really know what price this is. Holy shit, did this thing really get to 0.35 of a Bitcoin? What the hell? How dumb are you people? Really? Really? $5,000. $5,000 for a Ponzi scheme that everyone told you was a Ponzi scheme. Jesus Christ. And you guys actually think that altcoins are going to survive? Oh, wait. Oh, yeah, wait. Is it not trading there anymore? Is it still worth $1,390? Am I looking at the wrong thing here? What am I looking at? I thought this thing was trading at $3. What am I missing? What am I missing? Um, oh, is that Btrash? No, but it says BitConnect on Binance. Did they screw up? Yeah, but look right here, right? Bitcoin. I know this is Btrash, right? But like I looked at this, right? And look, it says BitConnect right there in the description, right? So oh, Binance doesn't have BitConnect, but the label, Jesus Christ. So who actually has this shit? Bitcoin. Okay. Well, so I don't know. I don't know what you want me to say then. Um, this is how dumb people are. Like, what do you want me to? What do you want me to do? This is why there's not going to be any shitcoins. They're all BitConnect. Like everything here is BitConnect. Ripple is BitConnect. Btrash is BitConnect. Cardano is BitConnect. Neo is BitConnect. EOS, Dash, IOTA. I mean, Monero is kind of okay. Litecoin is kind of okay. NAM, they are all BitConnect. Tron, they're even scammier than BitConnect because you think that they're not BitConnect, but they are. Um, or is it? Right. So this garbage got as high as like $500. All right. So Um, so yeah, so when something goes to $500 and then it's trading at $3, it's effectively zero, and that's what I mean, right? It's effectively zero. Like you say, it's not actually going to zero. Look, um, when B trash is trading at $3, it's effectively zero, right? I mean, when your shitcoin drops in price from $500 down to three, it just lost 99.8% of its value. And when you know for a fact it's not going to go back up to new highs in a world of inflation, it's over. It's over. It's effectively zero. It's just there for idiots to trade another asset, right? That's it. It's over. They're all going to do that. Some later than sooner, but they're all going to do that. All right, let's get back. Um, what do I have for dinner? I went out for some sashimi, guys. All right, next. I'm trying to get back to eating healthy. Weekly Litecoin chart. Nothing's changed. I looked at it this morning, guys. Just check out the morning video. What could have possibly changed on Litecoin? Um, I even closed them. I'll even look at the daily. Yeah, nothing's changed. You know, it's giving you a flat candle. You know, it could bounce off of this line. It was looking like it. It still could, but like I don't know. No, nothing interesting. What are the chances that Litecoin passes Bitcoin Cash? You mean Bcash, right? Um, in the next 6 months, pretty high, I would say. Next, you show several time frames of trading. If you enter a trade on one time frame, do you stick to only that time frame or look to change based on smaller time frames too? No, not smaller, but larger. Like, um, okay, so if I enter a trade, I would use the smaller time frame to take profits in that trade, and I would use the bigger time frame for potential, larger trends. So yeah, I would still keep an eye on other time frames. All right, next. Coinbase says it will integrate Segwit by end of week. What will be the effects on the market? Well, less spam, right? I mean, it's just less spam, and you get a more accurate picture of how much Bitcoin is actually being used. It'll also have way cheaper transaction fees. And I believe Bitfinex has already integrated Segwit. Everyone's going to start to integrate Segwit now. So yeah, so Thank God, because now it's going to be a lot harder to spam Bitcoin. Next. Do you think the TA guys on Twitter actually becoming causing pumping and dumping unintentionally? I don't think so. I think it's impossible for anyone to actually move the market like that. So, I mean, I joke around with it, but there's way popular TA traders than me on even in crypto on Twitter, and I haven't even been tweeting much. I just do these videos. I don't think so. Next. Tone, why always the daily, the 4 hour, the 1 hour? There were effective nines on the 12 hour. I forgot to check because I can't look at every time frame, guys. I just can't. I wasn't even looking at the 1 hour before. I recently added the 4 hour. Like do you really want these videos to be like 2 hours long? Like I can't look at every possible time frame. I do want to take a look at the 12-hour time frame. Because that person that wrote that tweet did say that it's rare that you have the 1 hour, the 4 hour, and the 12 hour all give you a 9, and that usually leads to some serious downside. And that tweet was sent in real time. So let me see what the 12-hour looks like. And there it is with the reversal candle, right? That's a perfect 9 right here on a reversal candle. And again, you have this. Is that the 128 day moving average or a 200? Because now I'm always confused. 200. So here you have the resistance cluster of the Fibonacci lines seem to have disappeared, but the Fibonacci line would still be in the same place. But now you have the 200 period moving average. You have a different setup trend line. You still have your cup and handle. You're being supported by the 50 period moving average here, not being resistant by it. So that's good. Yeah, there's your 9 and a 12 hour. All right, next. Hey, Tone. Oh, yeah, I just read that one. All right, next. Decred opinion. It's stupid. Decred is like closer. Decred is scamish. It's like Decred is kind of scamish. I wouldn't go out and call it a full scam, but it's nowhere near the level of Litecoin and Monero honesty either. So it's like somewhere in between. It's between an outright scam like a Steemit or a Dash or an IOTA, and something a little bit more honest like a Litecoin and a Monero. All right, next. BitConnect price was 100% controlled by BitConnect. No free market at all. Okay. I don't see how that's different from Ethereum, where they can just, go back and give people their Ethereum back. Like, again, like how is that different than Dash and one guy having all the master nodes and pre-mining a shitload of it for himself? He's got enough Dash to move the market to make the price whatever he likes. Again, how is it different than Steemit with like 10 people controlling all the Steemit, with 3 people controlling like 80% of like, again, like they're all the same. All right, next. Someone says, Tone, I have 10,000 for Bitcoin all in yesterday, or should I dollar cost average? Um, you know, up to you. Up to you. I prefer dollar cost averaging. All right, thank you for the tip. Next question. The next question came with a tip, so thank you. Tone, you can't look for validation and want to be the man that everyone turns to for good advice, yet always be so cranky with everyone and everything. I actually can't. I'm not that cranky. I'm happy. Next. Thank you for your donation. I'll try and put on a more happy face next time Bitcoin is crashing and scams like B Trash are still with us. Next. Longs already are relatively low and shorts doubled lately while the price is going up. Is it bearish or bullish to you? It can go either way, right? It depends. Like if the last guy has, sold and there's nobody left to sell and everybody's short, then we're going to go up. When will you be in another Coin Daddy song? Wow, you guys got to ask Coin Daddy. I have no idea. I think it's very, very soon. Please define a scam. Um, Ethereum. Go backwards. Okay. Look, if you get to print your own money or you get to make your own security, it's a scam. Like you don't just print a bunch of money for yourself, sell it before it even exists, and then build something with no application, and then lucky for you, everyone else that wants to copy your business model and build on top of your house of cards. Next, Craig Wright says that only miners need a node. Sure, if you want a centralized coin. Can miners be trusted to have the full copy of history? Well, you tell me, right? Would you be comfortable with Jihan and Bitmain having control of every single node, and China having control of every single node? I mean, again, that's a centralized database, right? Depends what you want. Do you want decentralization or do you want a centralized database? Next. Oh man, hey, this is it. This is it, man. I can't have these things go over an hour, especially if I'm doing 2 a day. Um Next, Tone. Why you didn't come to Anarchapulco? I really think it's a cool conference and made core supporters should be there. Oh God, no. I mean, I was invited to attend, I guess. I wasn't invited to speak, but then after I said I wasn't, I mean, I don't have to be invited to attend, right? I can always just attend. No. So people expected me to be there because I've been there like every year that it existed prior to this year. So I had to make a public announcement that I wasn't going to be there because too many people expected me to be there. So I wanted to make sure that people weren't like buying tickets to this thing, expecting to see me speak, and me not being there. So I sent out a public tweet saying that, hey, this conference has gotten too scammy for me. And you guys saw all the pictures, right? I mean, it was just basically Bcash is being promoted all over the conference with like half naked models. Not that I have a problem with half naked models, but that's not exactly who I want promoting my coin. I'd rather have, Gregory Maxwell stand up there, right? Yeah, it's gotten too scammy. Like every single sponsor in that conference, except like Joseph and Airbits. Those two I like. But like being sponsored by Dash and B Trash, and 2 years ago they was sponsored by Swiss Metals that scammed everybody by taking their money and not actually having any rare earth metals that they promised. Like it's just bad. I'm not gonna explain why B Trash is worthless. You're probably new here. Um, someone, I mean, you paid a tip. I don't know why. I mean, I've talked about B Trash time and time again. I understand they have been super shady. Well, isn't that enough? But the B Trash team has powerful players behind it. So why isn't it a smart idea to just hold it since it was gifted to us? Well, because those powerful players are not developers. Those powerful players are media manipulators, right? And they have nobody competent on the back end, right? It's like saying, hey, I'm going to go and live next to this nuclear reactor because the guy that's promoting this nuclear reactor is a powerful player, even though the actual, the nuclear reactor part of your electricity was programmed by children that couldn't even get out of junior high school. So I would rather go to the one with the actual PhD scientists. Hey, Leo. Thank you for attending my seminar. I see you in my chat now. Let's see what your comment is. Tone, your seminar in DC was amazing. I'm seriously considering to go to the one in New York this weekend to consolidate my trading skills. Man, 1 week later, shoot, if you gotta, unless you're living near New York, just wait. Let it absorb. Wait a month. In April, I'll be doing like maybe 4 or 5 back-to-backs on these seminars all over the country. So, but sure, you know how to reach me. You've been to my seminar. Thanks, man. All right, Corey, I'm going to call it a day. I'm just at the 1 hour mark. That was enough. And that was enough. And I might bring you another interview later tonight. I'm going to try to like read up on some laws and maybe take an hour nap because it's going to be a long night. All right. I'll talk to you all later. Good luck trading. Looks a little scary right now. So let's see what happens by morning. All right. Later, guys.